have to determine the force that is applied on the container by this effluxing fluid. To look at that, we need to consider a small volume coming out in a given time. Let's say that small volume which comes out is V. This is volume of fluid effluxing. This is going to be equal to the area of the orifice into the distance it travels, dx, which is basically, let's say we have something of this format. This is a small fluid element of width dx. The volume is basically the area of cross section it travels. So the area of cross section on that side is A0. So A0 into dx. What is this dx? Dx is the distance traveled by this front of the liquid in this direction. So dx is going to be equal to basically velocity of efflux into a small time dt. So the volume that comes out is going to be A0 into VE into dt. If this is the volume and we have stated that the density of this fluid is rho, what is the mass going to be? Mass is going to be simply rho times the volume, which is rho times AO VE dt. This is the mass of the fluid which comes out. What is the momentum of the fluid just inside the orifice? Because we have considered that this large cross-sectional area is very large as compared to the area of orifice, velocity is negligible here, which is why we considered that u equal to 0 in our kinematic equation. The same thing holds here too. What we will now apply is the balance of momentum. What is the momentum of the fluid here? It is going to be basically 0. P initial is 0. What is momentum final? This is going to be mass into velocity, which is velocity of efflux. So rho AO VE dt into VE again. So this is going to be rho AO VE square dt. So the net change in momentum is going to be this quantity itself, rho AO VE square dt. What is the rate of change in momentum? The rate of change in momentum is the change in momentum in this small time dt. So del P by dt is going to be rho AO VE square. Now, by Newton's second law, we can say that the force applied on the liquid by the container is going to be the net change, rate of change in momentum of the liquid. Or in other words, that force is also going to be applied by the liquid on the container by Newton's third law. So, what we can write is F net on the liquid is going to be rho AO VE square. This is in this direction. So the F net on the container is going to be the same quantity but in the opposite direction. So what we find is F net on container is going to be rho AO, and the expression for our efflux velocity was root over 2gh. That squared is 2gh. So this is going to be 2 rho AO gh. This is our answer. Here I would like to state something. We have got this. We have our force. Force is equal to 2 rho AO GH. What is pressure? Pressure is basically force by area. So the force we got was 2 rho AO GH by area is AO. This gets cancelled off. What we get is 2 rho GH. This, let's look at this. This is basically the hydrostatic pressure applied by a fluid column of height h, which is basically this height. So this is basically a static pressure. This quantity is now going to be referred to as the dynamic pressure. Pressure exerted by a moving fluid. Dynamic refers to moving. Static refers to stationary. So what we have is the dynamic pressure is equal to twice the static pressure. Now let's look at another concept.